And there's two sets, one that has 9 core boards and one that has 4. That's in participant, presentation day 1.
Okay. And then,
There's gotta be a better way of
Okay, online, we're gonna go ahead and take you guys down to the model classroom. Because we're gonna wrap up over there, right? Hi, guys. I have y'all on mute right now. So I will turn on the sound once we travel to the model classroom. Hi, everybody. Y'all are still muted. I will unmute you guys once we get started. We're just waiting on the presenters to come to the room.
And say, dang, we're amazing. I have been in this room since noon and I cannot believe the difference just from that time to right now. So, oh my gosh. I do want to do something off to the side. Who did I borrow the cord from for the computer? I put it in your DKNY purse. Okay, I'm bad about stealing things without saying. Okay, so we've got Lindsay here. We just need Angela and Erica's here. Let's see, while we wait for Angela to come, Lindsay, you were the orchestrator architect of this room and the sensory room. Do you want to get us started?
Well,
So that we can.
it was definitely a team effort, no single architect. But my little task force and we got the sensory room pretty much set up. It's looking good. We've got it in its different sections. We had some lovely Pete the Cat floor labeling that we have going on. We have a few things that have been laminated by our wonderful help. And so we're going to put, whenever they come in, they're going to check to the left, put their schedule icon that's telling them that they're going to the sensory room. Anyways, it looks great in there. We feel very ready. We think the kids are going to love it. And then other than that, we've just been helping with taking pictures of things, doing the individual items, and bringing all that together. So they all did amazing. The whole group did amazing. I felt like everyone was like getting help from everyone else. So
It was definitely a village.
it was, but such a great village.
And so there's a list of things to do still, is that right?
We have a few. So I believe we took our finalized area pictures and then we're going to have them labeled, printed out, and laminated.
How about the center area labels?
Center area labels, yes, are in the
Work in
works, but
progress.
they're not finished yet.
Work in progress. And the only reason I mention this now is because in the morning, we start at 8:30, like we've been doing the last 2 days, and we'll have an hour, which sounds like a long time before the kids come, but believe me, we're gonna need it and more. We're gonna go over a little bit about your role. Y'all are gonna be over there sitting, watching TV while we're in here with the kids and seeing it from that vantage point. And one of the things that we want you to be doing is collecting data. What's working? What's not working? What are the loose ends? Oh, we need to add that. We need to create that. So you have an important job in the morning to help us know what to do in the afternoon. So collecting good data is going to be huge tomorrow morning. So we have forums for you to do that. So those loose ends need to be done by 9:30. So got it? Yep, ready to go. Well done. Okay. So let's see. I want to do us together because we connected. Do you want to go next with communication?
Where we are, communication, we are all over the place with communication. So let's see, we have many opportunities for communication. We have choice boards that have been laminated, and some of the Velcro is on the laminate for choice boards for center choice and choice boards in the other room for sensory activities. And we have a voice output device.
That will be ready by the time, before I leave today.
Before you leave today, tell us a little bit about what that looks like.
It's gonna be about, I feel how I feel, and so there's happy faces with feelings, and each one of them, they're gonna be able to push it, it's gonna say, I feel happy, I feel sad, I feel scared, I feel hungry. So they're gonna be able to express how they feel by pushing the output.
And we're gonna use that activity, that communication activity in the morning meeting. And again, at the end of the day in closing, so they can express how they feel in both of those situations. And we also have a visual behind over here for morning meeting that will be used in sequence with the communication device.
So we haven't talked too much about, first of all, I got to give a shout out. This schedule looks lovely, lovely. And remember yesterday we left going, what are we going to do? We have a curtain here, and y'all just troubleshooted that. And it's always about what's a different way of looking at it. And y'all did a beautiful job with that. So right now, tomorrow.
We've got one more thing besides for our communication, right? We do. We have the individual student schedules over here. And they have transition markers. They're right. You want to point? And so the schedules are going to be top down.
So Levi's got those over there.
Levi's got the schedules that match the labels. And we're gonna put a little, library pocket, would you mind holding one of those up? On each one of the labels that will, receive the icons from the individual schedules. We do need more than one transition marker, but Lisa and I have experienced that before. The participants will make one. You like literally need a ton because they get left everywhere, you know, and you get to the bathroom and you want to come back to the room, you need it, you know, so you need lots of them in all your
Fanny packs
pockets.
are fun. I love a good fanny pack. Put them all in there.
How many
What would
fanny
bling
packs
on
do
it?
you have, Lisa?
What would bling on it?
I have a good collection. They've got a plethora of designs.
So before Mr. G comes back to this, I just want to ask one quick question to my good friend, Miss Angela. Why would that be a good spot for the individual schedules? Why did y'all choose that spot?
Well, you know, we were thinking, what is an area that's prominent, but that is also neutral, not associated with any particular area, so they won't be confused as to, if I go check my schedule, will I be in the block center? Will I be in the carpet area? Am I leaving the room? So we just said, well, that's a good neutral area.
Perfect. This is such a little thing that matters greatly for some students, because if they see, like, if you just think, well, any wall space will do, then you're guiding them to that place. And that place, whatever it is going to speak to them also. And so it's competing information between the schedule and the environment. So neutral location for your individual schedules is really important. And they did a beautiful job of doing it.
And just to add one more part, if you have a general ed classroom, or let's say an elementary resource classroom, and you have a student that has an individual schedule, why might you not put it on their desk? Like let's
I
say,
know why, because I used to do it.
okay,
When they spill milk, it gets moldy and nasty and ruins your pictures. And the Velcro cannot be easily cleaned from spilled milk or cereal or any kind of chili from the lunches. And it just was not conducive.
and every time I check my schedule, it takes me somewhere where I'm
And I
maybe
had
not want to
cheese
be.
strips. It would go from left to right. You finished it, you put it on the right side. So it was visible that by the time they were finished, the go home was on the bottom. And it was a lovely idea for a while. And then we're like, this is not very cleanliness. It's like gross. Let's get rid of it.
I am really excited to hear you say that, because I think one of the most important parts to bring out is when you're making individual schedules, it seems like it's a minor thing, but it's not. And the placement of the schedule is very important. How much you're going to present, what that looks like, because moving it over for one student may work perfectly well, but another person it might not, because I move it over there, but I still see it and I don't know that it's gone away. So using that schedule planning form that is in your documents that we provided in the folder that says planning forms is really good, because it helps you think through all those questions and helps you process and make good decisions.
Beautiful. So we have our class schedule, individual schedules, but what about a mini schedule? And Mr. G has, because the first thing that they're going to see tomorrow is carpet time. We called it morning meeting just because. And how's this going to work, sir?
So all of these should be off, and it's just like a introduction onto their day, like a quick schedule.
So for a morning meeting, do y'all know exactly what we're going to do, how many things we're going to do?
Yep.
We're going to do 5 things, and look how little they are. So the first one is simply who's here, and we'll have them either take off or put on, like you're saying, so that they kind of check in, if you will, because we only have 2 students. And we also have a bit of, this is going to be your tech talk. So when you get that going,
It'll piggyback.
these are just visuals to say, oh, let's look at this thing and show me how you're feeling. Of course, day 1, we don't know what we'll get. 3 book, we have the story that Andrina, I think, was the author, maybe, so, or a team effort of, tell them just a little bit about, because we didn't talk about social stories or narratives. I know many of you already write them, create them, but this one was made to help them transition to this new environment with new people.
Right, and it just adds to the fact that they can be comfortable when they're here and they know exactly what's going to happen in the beginning. And at the end of the day, they get to go home. They'll be dropped off either by bus or by car. and I go to Galvan Elementary. And these are my teachers that will be working with me today with pictures. And I will have fun. We're telling them, you are going to have fun.
Yes, dang it.
What's in the book?
That's right.
It's written there for
We'll have
us.
fun and we will learn. And I will have a schedule so they get to see that and all this on this side. So it's introducing them to the day and what their schedule's like. And I will make friends. And we're at the end of the day, I'll get picked up to go home.
Priming,
Very simple.
priming expectations for day. And I just have to say a quick shout out to you and your creativity. I said, go find a binder ring, and what did you find? A zip tie. And you said, I'll make this
I
work.
found Miss Ashley.
It was perfect. I
Yeah,
love
it
it.
worked- it worked out.
Invention I learned when I was just a couple of years younger than I am now. Another teacher shared that idea with me because the kids fixate and open that little thing over and over and pinch themselves. I'm like, oh, it's a bunch of, he goes, look at me, I have zippy ties and it's cheap and they're colorful. I'm like, heck yeah, I'm doing that from now on.
Where you get internet, colorful zip ties?
Walmart.
Dollar Tree.
Oh,
Hardware
all
store.
sizes.
I would see the black ones and the clear ones. I didn't know there were colors. That's cute.
And so the next thing is gonna be a song, and
Choice board.
he made lovely little icons that are specific to the favorite songs. So do you say we're building in communication multiple times just in the morning meeting? So that's how we get to that 200. So that choice board is for that. And then we're gonna close out, instead of, we could have had choices and have them decide, but I wanted to make sure that they end with a calming activity to transition to the next thing more fluidly. So we chose for them a melting video that we're gonna put on. So we just need to make sure that this is on in the
Yes,
morning.
I'm gonna go get the cord and hook up the computer and get it ready to go before I leave.
Perfect. Now,
I'm actually gonna bring that screen down, so they can't get to those wires.
perfect. So this is for training for 2 days. Ideally, it would be laminated so that we could reuse it multiple times and not worry about having to have these little babies on there. But we're gonna make do for the next 2
Can I
days. So
tell you something I learned, but I haven't done, but I would like to learn to do it? They said in that, teacher technology trainings in the summer, that you can do that on the smart technology, and the kids literally slide the picture and it clicks, I'm here today.
Yep.
And then the kids are absent, they click it, but of course you have to be creative and know how to do those things. And it's exactly what's on that poster, a teacher presented, that's how she did her morning meeting. On the
Absolutely.
smart board technology.
I've
just
seen a
like that.
teacher do planning time for centers on technology. Show me where you wanna go. So we
So
can talk
that's
about
where I wanna grow. I wanna know how to do that stuff.
beautiful.
I took my T test on. I want to know the more technology.
Okay, we have 2 more to do. And I think I'm gonna let my work system folks go first so that we can then go to our tasks or work system activities in there. Now, I wanted us to do this together because to me, this is the simplest, hardest strategy out there. And that is, where does a work system go? We talked about this yesterday, but we went over it real quickly. What's one place it goes? Yes, for sure it goes in the independent work area. And what that means is where? And we put all these things. So let's look over here. Yes, right behind you. And we're going to talk about this because I don't know if these were put here today or they've just been here. They've been here. Okay, so I'm going to ask, not tell. If this is an independent work area, and what I'm seeing here, I know everybody can't see, it says wear a mask, put, hand, social distance, and can.
We came back from pandemic and that's the time.
There you go. That was relevant at a particular time. Where we're at right now, I would, and I'm gonna throw in my 2 cents, and then we'll look at the work system. I would probably clean this up. Go ahead and take out anything we don't need anymore because of where we're at and get a real work system going. And so either a little bit or in the morning, a work system is left to right. In this case, could be top to bottom. And then our icons are gonna be placed 1, 2, or 1, 2, 3. And this is our shelf, right? So we need to make our icons match. So we have some work to do, but guess what? We have all our pieces thanks to y'all, and now we know where to put it. But what about,
What goes at the end of the work system after they do those 3 things?
I don't know, I can't remember. in the transition.
Transition
Transition
marker.
marker.
So that's one reason we need lots of transition markers.
Or choice board
Or
activities,
choice board.
choices.
Or it
preferred
could say
activity.
carpet time,
Yeah.
or it could take me back to this area.
And our good friend over here is pointing out, don't forget we are a finish box here to indicate when they're all finished. So we need to do this a little bit, but there's another place that a work system should go to teach it. Yes, small group and or direct instruction. So what we want to do with that, I personally love these because they're portable. This is going to be taped down and this will stay here because that's the purpose here. These are portable. I'm going to put my 1, 2, 3 or pictures of what we're going to do while we're here. And notice it is, you just move it to the back. So I can take it to small group over here, large group, direct instruction. It can go anywhere I want and it can break something down into smaller chunks. So these are called, ma'am,
Each student has their own.
they can, or you can have just one per area. Yeah. So these are called mini schedules or mini maps. They're up in the Google folder under a folder that says that. So we didn't talk about this yesterday, and so I just want to introduce it. I'm going to put it right here.
And I just want to throw out also like that particular format is so user friendly. If you're going to the library or you're going to go to lunch, you can use those for little mini schedules in lunch. You're going to get your tray, then you're going to get your food choices, and you can walk along with it and put it down in front of them. So that is something that is very portable and functional to help break things down.
And so we have our lady task team who was eating all the candy and having fun over there.
They worked hard.
They were a big party group over there, I gotta say. They made me want to go help y'all.
So when they can be identified by the calluses on their fingers.
Oh my God. So I'll let y'all tell us what we made and then we'll talk about where they go. I see one is already over here. I love it.
I was gonna ask you, because that's not gonna stay there,
What's not?
that part.
This isn't?
No, we actually use that to bring their lunch trays into their bicycle.
Okay.
Well, it's
So-
temporary, we can replace it with a
I
different
was
shelf
gonna
when
say,
school
can we like,
starts.
go, if it's not a heavy item, we can go for it to the side of the cabinet?
We'll need some shelf here.
Okay.
So if we can
We'll
have
look for
this,
it.
we'll put it on our list
Okay,
to
can I
ask.
say something? We have a shelf that's out there that's blonde, that's almost empty, that we used to live in here, but we could use it for that purpose.
Sure.
And that would free that up in case the children want to go help get the lunch or the breakfast as our helpers. Because they already are acclimated. They've taken turns getting the lunch and the breakfasts.
Good to know, thank you. So we need to replace this tomorrow,
Right.
if at all possible.
Right.
And just know that that's in flux. But the tasks are gonna go here because we want them to be as independent as possible over here. So they need to be organized in such a way that they know what goes where based on the work system.
Now the
So,
shelf is big enough, that'll work.
we've also used bins before for those, that can open and close. So lots of options, but now let's talk about the tasks that y'all created and where we're gonna teach them first and where they're gonna go ultimately. I'll get out of the way. You wanna do this one?
Okay,
With your team?
Okay, so who wants to go first? Or I'm gonna pick Ron. Okay, go ahead.
So we made this one, it's kind of a little bit wonky because there are tennis ball holders, so they're not like totally flat, but we tried to Velcro them. We did it like you can sort by color. It's good for sensory because there's feathers, pipe cleaner, little pom-pom balls, and popsicle sticks. So they can sort by color, they can count them, touch them. That's it.
I love it.
And it's got different textures for sensory
You can sort by object.
and sort by object, and then they can count.
We have the colors like on the little tray.
And then there's, sorry when I told it, but the colors are there so they can match it that way too.
Let's do a test run.
Okay.
Put it in front of you're our student. Put it in front of her. How is it going to start?
Hi, students. How are you today? Are you happy? Yay!
Yay,
My
she's so happy.
princess.
So is this how it's
How is it
gonna
going to
start?
start?
Yes,
With
so,
all the stuff in there?
yeah, we can.
And then what is she supposed to do?
Okay, so, well, no, maybe it would start like mixed colors probably, or take it out. Yeah. Take them all out?
So we can have like a start bin, so we can
Oh, yeah,
adapt it
good
for a
idea.
start bin.
I see that being beautifully put into a lid, like a large box lid.
Yes.
You've got your beautiful organization that y'all did. I just love it. But we need to remember the organization from left to right, starting to ending. So while it looks really pretty once it's done, we have to promote their independence. There we go.
There we go.
Yay, task done. So a little bit of revision on that for tomorrow, right?
Yep.
Keep on. Y'all doing great.
Okay, and we have to remember that anything that doesn't work, like let's say if you present it to your students and you're like, oh, I really need to adapt this, okay, have something on the side to adapt it and have it ready to go. Marisa, you wanna go next?
So we did alphabet matching, so we have the popsicle stick with the letter on there. Come in there, and then when they're gonna first start, you gather all the popsicle sticks, put them inside the box, put them back away inside the box. And then we also thought about kind of like the scavenger type thing with the letter. I go find the letter A.
Go around the room.
Around the
I
room.
go hide in the room and find it.
Or like if they can walk around and so if they can point, like if they see the letter
Something
A
that's like the letter
somewhere.
A.
I've
so
seen
to
that in the
recognize.
pre-K classroom when they call it a scavenger hunt. They go do that kind of thing. Similar.
Something to build off of. So how are you gonna start this? With all the popsicles like this, or you're gonna have it?
And have all the popsicle sticks inside the box. You probably need a little help with this box, but take them out and then just have them in a little container where they can just find the letter and match the letter. Or even thought about putting a little object on the other side and then like saying an apple and A is for apple, have a little apple here, little different objects to match.
There's different ways to structure that also. You can run Velcro around the outside of that box and put them in a mixed order on the outside so everything is right there. But boot boxes are another good way to do activities like that, like y'all did there, where you have a cutout inset for your containers and all your materials are inside. When you open it up, it's ready to go.
So with anything like this kind of little school box would work to hold the popsicle sticks?
Well, I put little slits in there.
Well,
Oh,
to
just
start off
to-
as a
Oh,
beginning.
to hold the
Yes.
stuff, yes.
Right. So do you have a preference if it's clear or colored?
Probably, it probably wouldn't, maybe clear, so they can see that it goes with this.
They do a fit in there. There's quite a bit of them out there. Or that one?
Or like you're gonna put all the popsicle sticks in there and then they can start.
They're doing these tomorrow, right? These activities, right?
That's our last question for you in just a minute.
Oh, I'm
So-
already excited. I was like, okay.
We have based all of this information on the children's student profiles. So another thing that we identified as a group is that the children were learning how to wait and transition. So that's when the group had made up this next activity. Kelly, if you want to go.
So we had it either as like a choice, like a choice board kind of, and it had like their favorite activities. So we have like the Legos, music, tablet, jumping, listen to music. What else did we have? Dancing. I think one of them liked to dance. And so we could do two different things with it. The first one we said as a choice board, and they can roll it, and it comes out of their choice. Say they don't like that choice, okay, roll it again. And so they just have that option. The second one we said was it the sensory or the, I forgot already.
For the climbing.
Yeah, when's their child with the,
Because we had it as a choice board because it has some of their favorite stuff on there, but also I think we said like,
Oh, to be proactive with the climbing, the
yeah.
jumping, the running. So both students have sensory needs. So in order to be proactive, okay, they can also pair that with communication if they need to, stop and do a sensory motion.
they can pick it off of here.
But where would that be appropriate? Would it be here? Would it be there? Or could we put it into a center?
Well, I think it would definitely have to be modeled first and show them like how we would want to do it. So it'd probably have to go to maybe like a work with the teacher first to show them.
You know what I really love it as? And we already have tomorrow morning planned, but I'm thinking of what a great way to teach what an icon means by you roll this, oh, now we're gonna do this, and then go do that. So I kind of envision it as a really cool morning activity, possibly, as the last activity. That way, lot of communication, a lot of choices being built in there. That's just a thought.
And we could even do it, we need the afternoon activity for closing, and that might be a good thing.
So they want it in the.
And so that may be, that's a great example of a structured activity that isn't necessarily going to be independent at some point, but it's going to definitely help communication and interaction with the teacher
We
somewhere
wanted to
else.
incorporate something with their likes, but also with sensory, when they like to jump, or if they need
I
a
love
break, or
it.
they
Such
wanna
a
climb.
great idea. Okay.
And
Maybe
then we
one more?
have our group over here.
So this one, we taped it with red and it'll have tape red where it's supposed to be.
Oh,
And
and before we, so, what we read was that fine motor skills was a task that they needed to work on. So that is where we had started with our fine motor skills. So to open, we read that on one of the student profiles. So how to teach open and to build that fine motor strength. This is the activity that they had thought of in order to,
open and close, and then we put them with different colors. And then we put the matching Velcro so they can feel which one goes on which.
Neat, come on, really neat.
oh, and then also the red. So explain the red tape.
So we're gonna tape it on the, where it's gonna be, that way they know it